Before learning about each Connect module, we created this animation to introduce the new conceptual terminology applicable to OL Connect. So, Connect users work with data, but a distinction must be made between raw data and extracted data. To represent this transformation, we define a few concepts. But before we begin, what is the DataMapper module? It's a tool that helps in the preparation of data for a unified data model. The UDM is a generic format with a heavy emphasis on contents, free from any restriction imposed by the file types and the origin of the data. First, the original data located outside Connect before it's processed, whether it's a file or a database, is called a data source. We don't use the data source directly in the DataMapper. Rather, we import an exact copy of that data inside the module, which we then call the data sample. Let's note that even though the data sample is a copy, it is updated each time the data mapping configuration is open or whenever the data sample is selected. So we have a data source from which we imported a data sample. This data sample is then separated using boundaries to create multiple source records. A source record is a part of the data sample that is relevant to a single document for a single recipient. For instance, it could be an individual invoice, contract, letter, address, etc. For example, the source record could be split by a rule that creates a new boundary each time we encounter the string page 1 of. So if a client has a 2-page invoice, we'll get a source record containing those 2 pages. Now that we have well-defined source records, we need to extract the desired data. To do this, we use a process containing multiple steps that can extract data, generate loops, and apply conditions to other steps. When the data preparation is complete, the result is a data model. This data model contains all the information that is necessary for the creation of a template in the Designer module. The group of records generated from the data sample is called the record set, and it is stored in the UDM format. This is a major advantage for Connect. It means that multiple templates can use a single data mapping configuration. Inversely, multiple data mapping configurations from different sources can feed a single template. Without the universality of UDM, this would be impossible. We'll explore the terminology specific to the Designer module in an animation in the appropriate course module. In this animation, the following OL Connect concepts were defined: the data source, the data sample, the unified data model or UDM, the boundaries, the source record, the process, the record, and the record set.